How's it yangin' dudes? My name is Sean. Make sure you smack a like and share this video because we need to get this video out there. Not just for me or my channel, but for anybody out there who is pro-democracy. I don't care if you're a Bernie fan. I don't care if you're a Trump fan. I don't care if you're a Pete Booty fan. I don't care. What they just did to Andrew Yang is beyond comparison, almost on the level of what they did to Bernie in 2016. It just shows that they haven't learned from their past mistakes. It's important that people understand the level of corruption that's happening here. I'm not sure exactly when all this went down, because I just got the information that he sent the email earlier today, and I made a video about that. But now we have an update. As far as I know, this article was posted 9 hours ago, about an hour before I posted the video. Okay, so DNC shoots down Andrew Yang's request for more qualifying polls ahead of January debate. That sucks. That sucks. But there's definitely some silver lining, and we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead and read through this real quick. Yang argued that a diverse set of candidates might be absent from the stage in Des Moines for reasons out of anyone's control. The Democratic National Committee on Monday rejected a request from presidential candidate Andrew Yang to commission 4 early state qualifying polls ahead of next Democratic debate in Iowa on January 14th. Yang made the proposal in a letter dated December 21st to DNC Chairman Tom Perez, which was obtained Monday by NBC News, in which he argued a diverse set of candidates might be absent from the stage in Des Moines for reasons out of anyone's control. The real reason why the DNC did this is because they know Yang has a real shot, and they're actually all pro-Trump. They talk about impeachment a lot, but they're really pro-Trump because they keep the pro-war machine going, the pro-corruption machine going, the pro-lobbyist machine going, and that's the one thing the left and the right and the white and in Washington agree on is making money for the rich. And right now Trump's doing that. So they're play this little tennis ball back and forth with how they don't like him and blah 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is he's helping them out a lot, and that's what it is. And they know that Yang has the best. The Emerson poll and quite a few polls have come out, and Yang has the best shot at beating Trump. That's one thing the news. It's one thing the news and other candidates won't tell you, is that Yang has the best shot. So let's continue reading this. It has been 38 days since a qualifying poll in Iowa, New Hampshire, or Nevada was taken. As you know, big shifts can happen within short periods in this race, as we've already witnessed multiple times, Yang wrote. Yang then asked for the DNC to commission polls in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina by January 10th. The thing is, they're only accepting polls from November through December and a few in January. That's by design because they know Yang hasn't met all of those. You see what I'm saying? If he would have met all of those, they wouldn't have took those polls, and they would have made a whole lot more polls in January. Only took select ones that he probably would have done very well in. They artificially maneuver this as they go, and I warned people months ago that the DNC does this. They did it to Larry Lessig back in 2016. He said, okay, for the first debate you had to have 1% qualifying poll nationally. Larry Lessig met that poll, and then hours before the debate, they changed the requirement to 2%, and Larry Lessig didn't have that, and so he didn't make the debate. So that's how they do that. They raise the stakes. You have a marathon, and you run the entire marathon, and right before you cross the finish line, they take the finish line and they chuck it another 10 meters, and you have to run that again. And it's crazy, and it's corrupt, and it's sad, and it's really sickening. Almost makes you want to puke just thinking about it. Seriously, good Lord, this is disheartening. Anyways, let's continue. Yang argued it would provide an accurate snapshot of the current state of race and where voters' hearts and minds are, thus getting ahead of imminent problem. They also didn't, right after the debate, you normally do crucial polling to see, who are the winners of the debate and who, the nation is more favorable for. But the DNC said that Yang was researched online, and they decided not to do that. So and they blamed it on Christmas, even though Christmas was however long away from the last debate. So, anyways. The DNC doesn't typically conduct public polls, though it does conduct private polls for internal purposes, which are not released. God, how bad does that sentence sound? The DNC doesn't typically conduct public polls, though it does conduct private polls for internal purposes, which are not released. I wonder why. In a statement later Monday, the DNC said it would not sponsor additional polls. Of course it wouldn't, because that means that Yang would be able to get more airtime and more people would know him instead of having just a grassroots, because that's what's got him this far. All word of mouth, all people like us getting out there making videos, you guys getting out there in the streets, getting those petitions signed to get him on the ballot, all this different stuff. You guys out there knocking doors. Patch is doing live streams about knocking doors right now. So it's all grassroots right now, guys, and they're trying to keep him from getting mainstream, but he's already a household name and they don't like that. They've done everything they possibly can to keep Yang out, and everybody who is pro Bernie, be warned, because once they push Yang out, guess what? They're going to have a lot more resources to target at Bernie. So, 26 for the December debate, more than half of which were state polls. Deputy Communications Director Adrian Watson said in a statement, the DNC will not sponsor its own debate qualifying polls of presidential candidate during a primary. This would break the long-standing practice of both parties using independent polling for... Oh, it's just bull crap, NBC. Oh, that's hilarious. What an excuse. What an excuse. NBC would be covering up for the DNC, wouldn't they? The alphabet soup of the establishment. Oh, man. So I talked about that silver lining. Wait, hold on. We got a little bit more. Before I get to a silver lining, which there is a big silver lining, let's finish this up here. A day before Yang's letter, DNC had announced new higher thresholds that candidates needed to reach in order to qualify for the January debate. The new standard required candidates have 225,000 unique donors, as well as a show of 5% or more support in at least 4 national polls, a single state poll in early voting states of Iowa, New Hampshire, Carolina, South Carolina, and Nevada. Candidates could also qualify by reaching 7% or more in 2 of the state single state polls in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada, which they won't accept any new polls from. So, it's like they've already decided, okay, we're only going to accept the polls that he can't make. We're not even going to give him a chance. And then when he asks for a chance, they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And I thought they were supposed to be about diversity, right? It don't seem like they are. So, maybe people like Tom Perez might not get elected next year. I don't know. Yang is expected to raise at least $12.5 million in the fourth quarter from 1 million contributions and nearly 400,000 donors, according to figures confirmed by the campaign. All of the candidates who appear to have qualified for the January debate, blah, 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 blah. So, Yang says he hit the 225,000 donor threshold, but has only hit 5% in one poll. So we got a couple to come out still, but the fact is he's got to meet every single one that comes out. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be rough. But like they were saying, one way to counteract that is, guess what? That's right. Donate, because guess what? They can keep us out of the mainstream as much as they want, but we didn't start in the mainstream. We're not going to end in the mainstream. As long as we keep these donations rolling in, we're going to be able to sell this ship all the way through spring, make a real impact on politics, potentially get Yang a VP spot, if not surprise the world, shock the world, and he actually gets enough delegates to be seen as, top 2, top 3 contenders by spring. That would be amazing. So that's the silver lining. As long as we stay active, we keep going, we keep Yang as pretty much a celebrity of the political world, it doesn't matter what the establishment wants to do, what the establishment thinks. We got each other's back, and that's all that matters. And that's what they don't like. It's already cemented. As long as Yang keeps going, we're going to keep going. And if something happens to Yang and he pivots, we'll pivot. It don't matter. Wherever he goes in life, that's where we're going, because he knows the way. And we're going to follow him. It's just the way it is. Good leaders need good followers, and that's what we'll do. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I wanted to end it on a good note. Get those donations in, because, man, I just refreshed it a while back, and it was It's been up, what, 60,000? 60,000. That's great, guys. That's great. That's great. That's great. So don't worry about the DNC. But if you do want to do something, you can tweet at Tom Perez on Twitter. I mean, tweet at him like crazy. You know, tell him to give Yang a chance. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I give you guys an update tomorrow as well. So see you guys.